Whoop-a-doop boop. Whoop-a-boop boop. Whoop-a-boop boop boop boop.
We're not starting it out like that.
Yes, we are.
Do we?
Come on. It's okay. Listen, we don't have any intro music.
I can.
We don't have intro music.
You know what? Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's do it again.
Boom boom. Boom boom. So, anyways, 30 seconds in, if you're still listening, this is Willroar and Newsance.
Hi.
Newsance. Speak like a normal human being. You're just doing it.
I can if you want me to. I'm doing it right now.
Okay. Well. Okay. Just make sure.
Hello.
So there's Newsance, and I'm Willroar, and this is a podcast. It's a general entertainment podcast in which each week we review a movie, game, or album. So we cover a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
However, this week, since the RoboCop trailer debuted, we'll be going over Elite Squad: The Enemy Within.
Oh, directed by what's his face?
Why did you ask that?
You know movies, Will. I was waiting for you to insert a name.
I don't.
It's the guy who's doing the new RoboCop. That's all you need to know.
That is why we are reviewing that movie. Because I don't own a copy of RoboCop.
PG-13 RoboCop.
Anyway, so just to start off, to get some basics before we get into news and
we
reviews.
want to get personal with our audience.
We want you to understand us.
See what it's like in the day of us.
And I actually had
our real names will not be revealed in this podcast.
No, they will not be. Because
we would like to remain anonymous because we don't want someone coming up in the street saying, "Oh, you're those weirdos who do that podcast, you nerds."
No, because I feel like people will track us down. Like we're gonna talk about people, and then if it's actually Anyway,
Miley Cyrus is gonna come up to us later and just murder us in our faces.
So,
it's gonna be awful.
Just to start off, to get some basics, I actually have a horrifying thing to happen to me recently that I've deprived from Newsance, so he can be part of the story just like you are. You see, I was entrapped.
So out of the loop.
You see, I was just driving.
I do know this part. He was in traffic.
That's
usually the state that he's in.
It's depressing anyway. So, actually, a very particular car comes up to me. It's this BMW, and it's kind of black, but it has some type of finishing. It doesn't look like metal. It looks like some type of texture on it. But
naturally,
the trim is all hot pink. So it's black and then hot pink. And the back plate says Wicked. So I'm like, okay, this is some little kind of rich girl, early 20s, just having a fun time.
Your mic should be closer to your mouth, Will.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to deafen people. Anyways,
it's okay.
Anyways,
I know sound and things, Will.
So
Roar,
Wicked.
I got this.
So Miss Wicked.
Miss Wicked.
So I come up beside the car and I'm just staring at it. I don't look to see who's driving. I'm just staring at it, just thinking about it because I'm bored and there's nothing else to do. And this is I actually kind of like the look of the car. I wouldn't drive it, but it's it's distinct.
I understand.
It's cool.
You're curious. I understand.
Yeah. So shut up. So
what?
I look up to the window and I do not see a young girl in her 20s or anything.
Naturally.
Because this wouldn't be a story.
This would be a normal occasion in every life. You know how many vehicles I've seen that are bright pink and have Wicked on.
Anyways,
it's never happened to me. Shut up.
Anyways, just so I look up and it's an not elderly, middle-aged woman who is very large, in nice terms, who has distinct through the windows I could see the liver spots on her face.
I think Will is calling people fat. Willroar, stop it.
No, I'm just saying this is just it's a very middle-aged granny type of woman, not the person you would expect to be driving this car. But I'm you know what? Okay, fine. You know what? She probably works some business. She's rich. That's cool. She's owning it.
It's like Mary Kay. You know the Mary Kay people. If you work long enough in the business, they literally give you a pink Escalade. and it has like Mary Kay on the back
Is that
window.
true?
It is true, and they have like the blue They have the blue under lights, like the blue lights under the car. So they're literally like pimping Mary Kay. It's like the weirdest thing.
So just anyway, so back to the BMW lady who did not work in Mary Kay. So I'm just looking at but once
is that an assumption you're making?
Once I get out of like my state of shock, like okay, this is not what I was expecting. She is giving me this horrible look, like angry, furious, just like I'm just like, oh man, like, and I started looking around, like, wait, am I parked bad? Did I do something? Like, what's I really don't know why she was giving me this horrible look.
I see.
I'm just like, okay, this is creepy, but turn signal comes on, so I drive ahead. She pulls in behind my car, and I'm like, okay, weird coincidence that she's just going the same way as me.
No.
So I turn right onto like the street, and she's following me, and I turn left into the neighborhood, and she's still behind me. I go into the neighborhood, she's still behind me. So I go through, and I'm just like, and I started to go into freak out. I'm like, what's going on? What is going on? What's going on? So I pull off into like I pull off to like the little way that leads to our townhouse, and I stop dead center. I look behind, and the car just like slowly goes by, and I'm just like, I've never seen this car around the neighborhood, and since then I haven't seen this car around this neighborhood. So I have 3 theories.
Okay.
3 theories.
3.
Okay. Theory
Trace.
A. Theory A. The government knows that I know too much about, I don't know, movies or Area 51 or something. I don't know. I know too much, so they're sending their middle-aged granny assassins after me.
Watch Area 51 just be full of just movie documents.
Yeah.
And Will's like, I know all of this.
I know too much. So they're sending... So, theory 1 is middle-aged government granny assassins.
Okay.
Theory 2, though. Or B. Theory B.
Mm.
Okay. Theory B.
Number A.
The comic shop I go to. I haven't been there in a while. Things are stacking up, and they're sending, like, enforcers to come intimidate me to come and buy my box that has been stacking the comics.
We need to go there.
We do. So, theory B is comic book mafia. Or... Do you have something to say, Newsance? Are you questioning my credibility here?
I'm not. I'm just putting my mouth up to the mic because I'm just preparing for anything else that might come up.
The final theory.
I'm being proactive. Which I do not use, by the way.
The least interesting theory that I have is that I did something bad on the road before I pulled up next to her, and she was holding a grudge, and she just happened to have, like, grandkids or something in that neighborhood. Okay. But that's boring!
It is boring. Or she has the hots for you.
No.
No. It's a possibility.
No.
All right. Okay.
Middle-aged granny government assassins. That is the official word.
That's it.
But that's what I've been doing. Newsance. What have you been up to this week?
I've been up to school. I go to a college. I will not name the college because then I might have to pay money to the college because I mentioned their name in this podcast.
It's not Harvard.
I hate you right now. Anyways, so I go to this school, and I have some time in between classes and after my classes because of just how schedules work out and stuff. So I was just, hanging out in this like little area where students can hang out. And next to me was this other room next to this other room where students hang out, where other students can hang out, if you follow.
Probably not, but continue.
I heard something from some guy that there was some like board game, video game stuff going on upstairs, and I thought this was the place where it was happening. It was very small, but he said video games. I didn't see anyone playing video games except one guy off in a corner, so I figured this might not be the place. So I look over, and they're playing cards. They're playing. It looks Magic, the Gathering-esque, which I enjoy Magic. So I just I'm playing a video game on my laptop while I'm just waiting for things to happen. So I close it up. I walk over, and once I get there, do you know how you can immediately spot anybody and say that person plays Yu-Gi-Oh still?
Oh, god damn it. Were they playing? No.
They were playing Yu-Gi-Oh. They were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! The card game.
In
college students. I'm not judging.
I'm
judging. Necessarily.
I'm judging.
But you do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When it's like there's those people that you're just like, this person still plays Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Like Sean Smith. You remember him?
No.
Okay.
I
okay.
Don't.
It was a school person. Anyways, so.
Oh, okay. Go on, but okay.
you know what I'm talking about.
Why would you bring up? Nobody is going to understand that except us.
Well, no. I'm just making sure you know what I'm talking about. There. I'm gonna edit this part out, by the way.
No. Continue on, though.
So I go over there. I'm like, oh, they're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and they're talking about things. So and that was like maybe after like. I was there for like maybe a minute, and I was like, because I couldn't tell exactly what their cards were until they pulled them out, and they were like the stupid like 2,000 values for attack and defense and whatnot. If you play card games, you get what I'm talking about.
No, there's the difference between playing card games and playing
Okay,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm saying playing... There we go.
But sadly, I was in middle school when the movie was coming out, so I played a lot of...
You activated
or
my
was
trap
in school.
card.
I don't know. I was in some form of school.
Gotcha. Anyways, so I'm like, all right, I might as well. I got nothing better to do than just watch these nerds play Yu-Gi-Oh. And then I look over. You know how people have those like mats? There's like card mats where it's got some design on them. They were all Yu-Gi-Oh themed, except for one. And I swear, on my life, that this big mat, about the size of your lap.
Okay.
It was a lolicon. It was a lolicon mat.
Oh, no.
I know. It was so... bleh.
Lollies or whatever people who like that stuff call themselves. No, don't look it up. But if you're like listener, like, I like that, shut the up.
Stop, please.
I'm judging. We're judging.
We are judging. And that's when I left. I was like, nope. And I proceeded to go to the next floor down in the building that I was in because I'm like, I'm not even going to be on the same floor as that. Because that's just weird. But that's essentially the weirdest thing that happened in my week.
That's actually, that's not weird
like,
for like the internet.
It's not weird.
It's weird for real life.
It's weird. Yeah, it's real life. The internet, that's like a common thing, which is unfortunate.
But like people are supposed to be shameful of it, which is why it only happens. Why it's supposed to only be out on the internet. But
yeah, but apparently it's leaked its way into real life.
Maybe it wasn't. Look, I mean, it's anime, so maybe that girl was like 40 years old for all you know, because it is anime.
She was probably 40. She was just shorter than me, and stuff like that.
It's anime. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
but,
it's anime. But
so
that's what it appeared when I saw it. Just saying.
So you've had interesting weeks.
I've had interesting weeks.
But now we've spent enough of your time. It's time to get
to a break.
Well, to the news after the break. But yes. Because we're going to take music break because we like to share music. Because music is universal language, man.
We like to fuel your earbuds.
Yes.
With sweet tunes.
Whatever that means.
Yo-yo.
So, I want to make the first pick. Because there will be two breaks. Our intro stories, break, news, break, review. For the first break, my pick is going to be... a band, a little tiny band, and I mean very little.
You're so
Drill
hipster.
Queen.
You're so hipster. Your
I am because
is growing on your face right now.
I'm pulling out an underground London band that only has 3 songs to its name that nobody knows unless you're a really big Jimquisition fan from Escapist because he uses one of them as his theme. Anywho, I'm going real hipster right off the bat.
We're selling out if you can't tell.
But I'm just saying, like, Drill Queen is actually a really fantastic rock group.
Okay.
I love them to death. They understand basic rhythm and how to like actually get your blood pumping without being too damning repetitive. So, the song specifically their most famous that Jimquisition uses is Born Depressed. It's not a depressing song despite what you might expect.
Okay.
So, we're going to take a break. You're going to listen to some Drill Queen and get some culture while I sniffle my mustache and drink my PBR.
We're going to culturize you today.
Stay tuned, everyone.
Stay tuned. You have no choice, really.
Do they?
No.
Okay. Play.
Ding!
I was born depressed and I end up in one big mess and trip around it. I was born jaded, I lift one finger up to display it and trip around it. I'm different, born innocent, born perfect, not like you. I'm a born lover, born living, and I know I'm not like you. I was born clever, born knowledgeable, born better than your best. I swear I'm a born killer, born thriller. I was born depressed and a big black shadow looms suppressed and I trip around it. I was born clever and I don't suffer fools. I dip and I trip around it. I'm born perfect, born different, born better. I'm not like you. I'm a born lover, born living, and I know I'm not like you. I was born clever, born knowledgeable, born better than your best. I swear I'm a born killer, born thriller.
So, welcome back.
I hope that was thrilling.
I hope it was too. I don't know how it sounds because we're editing it in, so I didn't actually listen to it.
Newsance just has to take my word. This is an awesome song.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah, apparently.
Anywho, so, Newsance, what do you have for the first news story of the day?
Oh, I'm going for the first news story. I think we should explain our news situation. So, basically what happens, in general, I usually cover music news because I'm a music buff kind of person. I cover music news. Will is a gaming buff. I also like gaming, but he's a buff. Like
Willroar conquers all your bases and platforms.
If his body was determined by his gaming knowledge. He would be like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Actually, the sad part about all this is that I do have an outline for a history textbook on PC first-person shooters on my computer right now that I want to write someday. That is how sad this is.
Nerd.
This is how much I know how to write a textbook on just PC first-person shooters. But anyway, so
go on. So
Newsance
my music news. It actually crosses over into gaming news a little bit.
Stepping on my territory, boy.
I am stepping on your territory.
Boy.
Hey, this is the first thing we've ever done. The territories have not been officially like. Okay, I'll shut up.
That's what I thought. Go on.
So the news title is Psy to turn up the volume in online video games. For all of you who don't know, Psy was the guy who did Gangnam Style. And that's really the only thing anyone ever heard of him since then, unless you keep up with music news, which I have, and he made one. He came out with another song called Gentleman.
Yeah.
Which, if you know the song, it's the opposite of being a gentleman. So, here's what the article says. Nexon Europe, if you know Nexon, they do MapleStory and Combat Arms.
MapleStory is not still a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Well, okay, it's not as big as it was. If you know MapleStory, it's not as big as it was now. But they do like MapleStory, they do Combat Arms. The one that me and some of my friends played for a bit just because it was free was Dragon Nest, and that was actually a pretty fun game for being free. But anyway, so Nexon Europe has announced that global pop sensation, media personality, and all-around gentleman, Psy is appearing in the enormously successful online free-to-play games MapleStory and Combat Arms.
Combat Arms is pretty huge, to be fair.
Is it?
Yeah,
I've never played it.
I don't know if it is still quite as huge, but I remember, like, there was a time, like, late middle school, early high school, where, like, everybody on the planet, like, you either own Counter-Strike swords, which was me and like two other people, and then everyone else was playing Combat Arms. Like it was actually pretty huge for a little bit. I don't know if it still is, but like it still has its following.
So a has-been is putting his stuff in two has-been games, is what you're saying.
Newsance, I will end you.
I nailed it. I think I nailed it.
Shut up.
Okay. Anyways. So
glorifying your pun.
So it has some descriptions of Psy, because just in case you don't know who Psy is, which I guess I tried to tell you who Psy was to begin with, but you probably already know. So basically what happens is in MapleStory, if you're playing MapleStory, all three of you, you'll have the chance to embark upon a number of special missions to assist Psy during his stay in Mapletown.
What? He's actually a character?
Yes. Okay. Including rescuing him from an alien abduction and helping him prepare for his concerts.
That one makes a little sense, I guess.
I guess.
Is it the same for Combat Arms?
No. We'll get to that.
Okay.
But that seems like something you would do in like one of those weird like teeny bopper online like browser games. Like help Psy with his concerts by dressing him up in bows and suits and stuff.
You mean MapleStory? Okay, it's not that bad, but shut up, MapleStory fans. I hate your game.
I think Will's just jealous because he wasn't able to get MapleStory working on his computer.
Did I ever tell you that? Was that a thing?
I actually just took a wild guess there. Okay, so this is thing.
No. I really don't remember.
Okay.
I might have.
Okay, I just took a guess because Nexon.
Oh, you're leading me into a trap. Your little trap video card.
You activated my trap card. So Nexon. Almost every single one of their games, it doesn't work for one person. Like, if you are a human being, there is at least one game that Nexon has made that doesn't work for you.
I already know that.
Yeah.
It's called Combat Arms.
I'm talking. Oh, Combat Arms doesn't work for you.
That's the one I tried to get working. It never worked.
Yeah, so that that was a thing. And so I just took a wild guess that MapleStory didn't work for you because sometimes that's just what happens with Nexon.
I don't remember.
There's a game that just doesn't work that's made by Nexon for one person. One of them doesn't work. It's a weird thing, but it is a true fact.
Go on.
So, anyways, special special items that you can earn in MapleStory can be earned from. Okay, so you can earn pets, hair, T-shirts, chairs, and a special Psy ring.
And what were you saying about this not being one of those browser games? What were you saying? Huh, Newsance? What?
I don't know. Is MapleStory?
Fans?
I've never actually played MapleStory. So, is it a browser game? Is it browser based?
I think there was some form of a desktop application, but most of it is through browser.
Okay. All right. Well, yep. That explains a lot.
And if I'm wrong or if things have changed, you can come and murder me in my sleep. All two of you.
We won't give our addresses. That'll be the challenge. So in Combat Arms, players will also have access to a number of rewards. After Psy's posts have received enough likes, each player gets a chance to get their hands on in-game Psy items. Also, players will get Gentleman Case each day they log. So, do you get cases in Combat Arms?
You are really stretching my memory of Combat Arms.
I apparently get cases.
I never really got to play it because it wouldn't work.
Players will get Gentleman Case each day they log in for the first week. I don't know. Maybe it's special.
What is it full of?
I don't know.
It doesn't say.
No.
The article is stupid.
It is. So this is what Paul Lee, that's the most generic name ever, Paul Lee, Associate Manager of Game Operation Department in Nexon Europe, says, "We're thrilled to welcome Psy to MapleStory and Combat Arms. With his unique and flamboyant style, we have no doubt his presence will keep everyone more than entertained over the next few months, more like the next day, because they're laughing at how stupid it is. With so many chances to win Psy prizes and game items too, he really has shown himself to be quite the gentleman."
What does it have to do with Psy? That's them putting in a bunch of no one cares about. That has nothing to do with Psy. That just happens to reflect his personality in any way. Or these games, because it's you! You self-fulfilling prophecy asshole! God, I hate this company.
Yep. So that's a thing. The Psy promotion will be available. Get ready. Mark your calendar, Willroar. Will be available from 21st of August in MapleStory and from 28th of August in Combat Arms. Both lasting for approximately 4 months. And they have a little thing here for Combat Arms.
Oh, look. It's how many I give. What are you doing? Stop. No.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Look, watch it again. Watch it again. Watch it. Watch. So that's stuff you can get. So okay. In this video that we just watched just now.
That the listeners
can't see and can maybe barely hear. So there's this lady. She's wearing that Psy blue suit thing, and she's wearing sunglasses and. So you can unlock sunglasses, Psy masks, and suits. So you can look even dumber while playing Combat Arms. Even dumber because people play Combat Arms are dumb. Well, they're really not. I'm just being an ass because I'm in a bitter mood today. Got you. And you can get a Psy backpack. Did you see the end there? Well, that's pretty cool, I guess. Yeah. That's worth it. Not an actual backpack, like an in-game backpack. Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. He's on your backpack. So that's a thing. So Willroar, what is your grand news story for today? I heard that it was fantastic and one of the best news stories of the year. It's my favorite news story. Now, I just want to put up a warning, people. I swear to God, I don't hate everything. I'm not usually this angry about everything, but Newsance picked a story that involved MapleStory, and I have a story that involves Hideo Kojima. Now, I'm not going to get into the rant. I could sit here for an hour explaining why Hideo Kojima is one of the worst writers in gaming and fiction in general, pretentious hack who is a horrible, horrible storyteller and an artist. But I'm not going to get into that because people as fans Could you at least remind the people of what this man has done that has made you so angry?
The Metal Gear Solid series in its entirety.
Oh,
all of it.
All of it?
Well, I mean, starting from the PS1 game onwards.
Oh, wow. That was pretty serious, guys.
So, now, listen. I understand he has your fans. You're probably listening and you disagree. No, that's cool. You can play your super serious military drama that involves finding playboys out in the field to level up in your fourth game. That is 9 million hours of cutscenes. That's cool. However, some things don't come down to opinion. Some things are just clear black and white. And this story's twofold, because this has been a developing story.
Oh.
You see, Hideo Kojima put out a tweet that was poorly translated, but the character I asked Yoji to make it more erotic, this one may not be cosplayable. And Stories followed that up, realizing that he is trying to make more of Metal Gear Solid 5's costumes more erotic for cosplay reasons. Now, to the exact surprise of no one, this kind of became a shitstorm on the internet. Because who could have guessed this happening?
I don't.
Also, I don't. You know what? Later on in the day, he also tweeted a small picture that revealed only a piece of the costume. And this piece of the costume was it was a woman. It was her behind her butt in just like fishnet stockings and an ammo belt. That's all. Like, there's nothing, like, there's no actual clothing, just like her ass, with these like little fishnet stockings and stuff. Ooh. And he says more to come, like Friday or whenever they release the full picture. So,
I see.
Yeah, so of course people did not take this well, because, you know, I mean, I would say, oh wow, this person is showing very little regard to his artistic integrity regarding his stories and their characters. But you could also just make it sexism in gaming, which has kind of been a huge topic forever.
Yes.
So, going on, the bikini-clad sniper is the one he was referring to. But then Kojima tried to, he tried to fix it. He tried to come out and clarify. Mm-hmm. He tried to clarify what he was saying, trying to clarify that tweet. And now he could have come up with a lot of things, but you know,
right. He
had a very specific idea. You see, at a Los Angeles Q&A, he was his reply to the ensuing fiasco was, oh crap! I swear. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Surface tablet.
Shut up. Okay, he meant sexy, not erotic. Think about it.
Okay. So let me get this straight. He, instead of erotic, which is a... So he used a more slangy term to describe what he wanted instead of a more businessy term. Because erotic sounds like one of those words where you would use it when you're writing a report about something.
Yep.
And sexy is like the word you would use when you were just actually talking.
But no.
So he made it even more slang, which made it even more, like, sexist sounding. Like, I don't.
No. He clarifies sexy. It gets better.
Wait,
Sexy could be for guys, weapons, vehicles. It's really that characteristic, he said.
I can't. I'm sorry. So erotic usually only refers to... I understand when you could say, like, that gun is really sexy if you just like guns, and that gun looks pretty awesome. I understand that. But you use the term erotic to begin with. No. Saying a gun is erotic is... That means you have a thing for guns in that way.
Guns and vehicles.
Well, that's already a thing that we don't want to get into. Okay, so...
and it gets better!
It hasn't been getting better. It's just been getting worse, Willroar. I can't...
Now listen. Just to really show, like, how bad your decisions must be when 343 Industry Studios, whatever they're calling the new Halo makers, Halo 4 and stuff.
Oh yeah, the 343 guys.
Yeah, okay. So now people might have noticed what they did with Cortana in that one.
Yes.
Yes. So when they tweet saying that Quiet's character design is disgusting, Quiet because she's a mute sniper who doesn't talk. When 343 Studios is calling your character design disgusting because of how sexy or erotic or you're calling
sexualized
problems.
Yeah.
That is the greatest.
That's a thing.
This is my favorite news story.
Because it's just tearing apart your...
It is just
nemesis.
Kojima, yes. When it comes to gaming, Hideo Kojima is my arch nemesis.
Let's go with that. That's pretty great. I like that. That's a good article.
Yeah, well, it's two articles, actually.
This
has been developing over days.
This man did his research.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, that was the news stories for this podcast. I hope you liked the news stories.
Yes.
And now, I believe, we're moving on to another break.
Yes?
Another music break.
Ooh.
So, it's my turn now, because Will was so selfish and took the first one.
Because Drill Queen needs to be noticed. They must be known.
I don't care.
I speak. My name is Willroar, and I speak for the Drill Queens.
I speak for the trees.
So go on with Newsance's silly music.
So my music choice is Candyland's "Bring the Rain," the Kevin Drew remix. It's fantastic. You'll love it.
It is fantastic because I have no clue what he's talking about, and I was the hipster.
It's house.
Asshole.
It's house music. So
once again, I was the hipster apparently in this.
At least I wasn't like, you probably never heard of this band because they're underground London and they only have 3 songs to their name.
Actually, be honest, because they only have 3 songs. To be fair, I was being fair when I said nobody would know them.
Fair, he says. Anyways, so here it is. Have fun. We love you all. We'll be back soon to review Elite Squad: The Enemy Within.
Booga booga booga. I have no idea what
Booga booga booga.
Just play the music, damn it.
Time
welcome back.
People of the intertubes.
The intertubes.
So, we are here.
that was a failed...
No.
He tried to do that with his mouth, but it didn't work out. He's just like... it just ended up like...
Shut up, you insensitive... Maybe I have a disorder that directly relates to making that noise, and you have now offended my people. You have no idea.
Your people!
Who can only go...
You're as white as me. Shut up.
No, I'm not a ginger.
Hey, whoa!
Newsance,
I thought we
revealed.
weren't gonna get onto like personal things here.
But you're talking about skin colors, yeah.
Most of the population is white, man. Come on.
Well, now that's racist.
That's not.
So, speaking of races, let's talk
Oh God.
Enemy Squad or Elite Squad Enemy Within, which is a Brazilian crime thriller.
It is a Brazilian crime thriller, and it is in Brazilian. And by Brazilian, I mean Portuguese because I'm racist. Not really. I love everyone who's Brazilian and Portuguese.
I mean, like, it takes... I was not referring... I was referring to the country it takes place in.
Brazil.
Yes.
It's in Brazil.
So...
But it is said in Portuguese because that's what Brazilians speak. They do not speak Spanish or Mexican.
Yep. So, why are we picking this weird foreign film?
Oh,
thing?
because the that trailer.
In
Do you know what I'm
both of
talking
our
about?
breaks, we have refused to look up who this director is.
We don't. We just lazy. But the RoboCop director, the guy directing the new RoboCop, the remake, not the old one, the
not
remake.
Paul Verhoeven.
No,
the new guy.
I don't know who that he just said.
I hate you.
Did you say Paul Revere?
Paul Verhoeven. Total Recall. RoboCop.
That guy.
God.
So not that guy. The guy who's making the new RoboCop, the PG-13 RoboCop, where the RoboCop is his suit is black. I was about to say he's black, but he's not black. His suit is black.
Anyways, we're still not talking about Elite Squad. So, Elite Squad follows actually quite like over a decade of the lives of these people. Like,
and it is a sequel, right? Am I right?
It is, even though I've never seen it. Even though
we never saw the first one.
I didn't feel like we missed anything.
No, I felt like you could just come in on it.
Yeah, which you can, and actually I encourage that, because like this is like it's kind of like a huge epic without feeling like an epic, because it's a very intricately thorough deconstruction of, I guess, everything wrong in the Brazilian political system. I don't know Brazilian politics, but I feel like after watching this, I could talk to some serious Brazilian politicians right now.
And I could never ever want to go to Brazil again, or not again. I've never been to Brazil, but ever.
Like if actually, not only is it in Brazil, it is in Rio de Janeiro, which is
Janeiro. However, we had a little thing with this because we were like, how do you pronounce it? Like, do you pronounce it like you would in Spanish? Because I don't know Portuguese pronunciation. So would you say Janeiro or Janeiro? Because it's a J.
Janeiro.
Because I hear Janeiro more often than I do Janeiro.
Because we're Americans.
I'm just saying, guys.
So, anyways,
I'm sorry if I offended anyone.
We've already offended lots of people already. It's too late to start apologizing.
Can we offend let's offend the Asians while we're at it.
No, just stop. Not not any. No more. No more racism this podcast.
We're not racist, we swear.
You make a brilliant case for it. So anyway, Elite Squad follows. It's mainly focuses in on a certain, like, police chief of, like, this special, kind of, I guess, like, their SWAT.
It's like a spec ops. It's like SWAT kind of thing.
Kind of like, but, like,
it's like the people who specifically deal with, like, drug dealing, which is pretty much the biggest crime in Brazil and Rio de Janeiro.
Janeiro. Anyways, so you follow him as he rises through the ranks in just everything that, like, there's not too much to say without really spoiling it, but yeah, this is a very thorough, like, political crime thriller. It is about breaking down, like, everything that is wrong and can go wrong. But the question is, was that actually making for a good movie? Newsance? Was it?
I enjoyed it.
There's hesitation in that voice.
I mean, it wasn't like this was like super good. It was really. I mean, it wasn't one of those ones where it was like I would watch this every week. Like when I saw Dark Knight, I was like, I would watch this every week.
Maybe we shouldn't be comparing our films to Dark Knight.
Well,
It's a bit of a high standard.
Yeah, it's pretty high standard. I'm trying to think of another movie that would be kind of like this.
The original RoboCop.
I guess it would, in a way,
actually.
like just without the future stuff,
and without like this is substantially less action, and I think it's long.
This was, yeah. You were told that it was an action movie to begin with.
Now this came out like I think a year or two ago, and there was a lot of big buzz going around like critical circles about it. Like people were really like, "Oh wow, this is really awesome," and I heard like it's kind of like this action thing. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Action with like political commentary. I'm into that. This is not an action movie, by the way.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if that's a common misunderstanding or if I'm just an idiot, but it is not an action movie.
Nope.
This is like very much a drama or a thriller with like a little few action beats.
Yeah.
But personally, I actually did quite enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's great, but
yeah.
I think it reminded me, and this is going to be a really weird comparison, a Late Quartet, which was a movie about 4 old musicians played by famous like actors and actresses, and the connection.
Okay, that is the weirdest comparison I've ever heard of.
Is that both brought me into worlds I knew almost nothing about. I did not know anything about Brazilian politics or crimes there, really. I did not going into Elite Squad 2. Mm-hmm. I knew nothing about classical. I mean, okay, I didn't know much about classical theater, about quartets, or about like the culture surrounding professional classical musicians. I knew none of that going into Late Quartet, and both films really opened my eyes to a great deal of understanding. I feel like I've learned a lot from these films and from Elite Squad, and I'm happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
It opened my eyes to a topic I wasn't really aware of, and it makes me care about it. And I cared about the characters.
Yeah.
And I mean, some symbolism was blunt, of course, as we pointed out while watching,
mm-hmm.
but like, it was good stuff. Like I feel like this is a movie like dealing with something really obviously important, but in a way that even little dumb Americans like us can watch and have fun with. So like,
yeah.
I think it's actually really worth checking out. Like,
mm-hmm. It's on Netflix.
Yes.
So you can easily watch it. It's not a, hard thing. For me, I think it was just being American. It was just kind of harder to get into it. Maybe just because of like language barrier, and we had to read subtitles for everything.
True.
Might have been it, but I still think like after a while, it still got the emotion across well enough for me to at least understand.
But it is, I mean, like, it is a long movie. This is tracking a great deal amount of time. There's a lot of relationships and connections to keep track of.
Yeah, some of the shifts in the time kind of get a little
like
weird.
I would say also like if you can get into some of like Scorsese's like crime epics like Goodfellas or Casino, you probably won't have you won't have trouble following a story like this, because it's like those where it is really long and it is about like this crime thing getting going, except with police.
Yeah,
because that's a thing in Brazil, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Like, police are kind of sort of the mafia sometimes.
Yeah, that really sucks. But yeah, so that it was a thing. The main character looks like Mark Ruffalo. It's Ruffalo. I will slap you in the face. Okay, so Mark, the guy who played the Hulk in the New Avengers. There.
Okay.
That guy, he looks like him. Mark R. Because we have a disagreement on this, apparently.
This was vital to bring up.
He looks a lot like him. Just saying.
Yeah. But a big question is, of course, we picked this because, the trailer for the first trailer for the RoboCop.
The first one!
Yes, it came out. So it's like, did this film, like, did it make you more or less excited for the RoboCop remake?
Well, I think you should give your opinion first, because I gave mine first on the last thing where we asked for each other's opinions on this.
Okay, fine.
If that makes sense.
I'm sorry, I was crossing a little bit. I'll do that.
I bet.
Anyways, this actually made me really much more excited for the RoboCop remake, which I wasn't all that excited about, because the one thing I was really scared of getting lost in a remake, reboot, whatever you want to call this RoboCop thing with, is that, like, Verhoeven did make, like, kind of like you could almost argue, like, oh, it's a big, just over-the-top, stupid action movie with ultraviolet. It's like a B-movie thing. And that's there, but the great thing about Verhoeven and his big Hollywood films is that he tied into a lot of social commentary into his films, or satirical elements in RoboCop's case. Like, he made really fun, cheesy movies with a huge point attached to them that made them accessible through a lot of people. And Elite Squad, The Enemy Within, is like if you took the politics of RoboCop and none of, like, the super action, ultra violence over the top, like, just straight, like, we're just gonna talk about how f***ed up everything is in our criminal system for 2 hours.
Yep.
So, knowing that director and the studios are gonna force him to include action, I think there's a really good chance that this RoboCop movie will be at least true enough to not suck.
I agree. I have to agree with that statement. It was well done, on that terms, and, like, even cinematography wise, it was pretty well done. All the shots that they had, there were some really good ones. So yeah, I'd have to agree with that. That it's going to. I'm actually kind of excited to see the new RoboCop remake.
But now that you've seen the movie. Does the trailer make you more or less excited for the movie? Since we waited until after we've done the Elite Squad for this story.
Yeah.
We snuck in a new story.
We did. We snuck in. But
I don't know what that was.
That was a hiccup breathing thing.
Nope.
Is it breathing burp thing?
Nope.
Will just died.
Is the middle-aged granny assassin sneaking around.
Oh.
She's after me.
She just shot you with the dart. That's what happened. But yeah. Yeah, I was already a little excited just because, like, oh, look, RoboCop. I just want to see how they do with it. And it has Samuel Jackson with hair in it. Straight out of the Pulp Fiction days. And, you know, Gary Oldman and all these people. And I'm like, yeah, I want to see this. And now that I know how this director does things, and I go back to that, yeah, I want to see it even more.
I'm just meh.
You're just meh.
The trailer, like, yes, you've got a lot of really good actors in it, but I don't really, like, see anything special going on yet. Like, I mean, there's nothing, like, it doesn't look horrible. I mean, sure, you can say because it's a PG-13 RoboCop movie, well, fair enough. But,
right.
It's just, like, it doesn't look all that different, which is really weird to say. Like, it's a distinctive concept. And I feel like outside of the really cartoony logo they used at the end of the trailer, which is a very odd choice, besides that, like, it just, I don't know. I was just emotionless. I was a barren husk of a human being after watching. That's the thing. That is a thing. That was my reaction watching the trailer. So,
and then he goes back to playing Neverwinter.
That is sadly true.
I nailed it. Nailed it! He played Neverwinter after he watched the trailer.
I'm always playing Neverwinter.
Always.
That's why.
That's why he's named Willroar in this thing. Is because his character in Neverwinter is named Willroar.
You only gave them half the name, though. Don't give the other half.
Fine.
Anyways, so thank you for joining us on our first podcast.
They didn't hear that.
Hopefully,
you will come back.
for another
And
round.
Listen
Next
to us
week,
being stupid again.
we will have more random life stories and news, and we will review something else.
That's not a movie.
It's not a movie. Wait, it's not going to be a movie?
We just did a movie.
Okay, fair.
So we're going to do something else.
Okay.
Like a game.
Okay.
A game would be good to do.
Okay. I know what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So,
Yep.
stay tuned, everyone.
Don't stay tuned.
What?
Because we're leaving.
Well, but I mean, I want them to continue for
Come
future
listen to us
episodes.
again.
Next week, same day.
Kind of
Probably
the same time.
not the same time.
No. Bye.